Hello students, myself Professor Santosh Tamburi. Today we will see the most important topic of C programming, that means array. Before we'll see what is array, let us first see why array came into picture. So let us consider statements int a equal to 10, and to print this a value we'll write printf %d and a. So when I execute these statements, I will get output as 10 because this 10 value is assigned to a. Now I will make some modification to this a value. Let us take a equal to 5. So when I execute these statements, I will get output not 10, rather it is 5. So why I will get this output as 5? Because the latest value of a is 5 and previous value 10 will be erased from the memory location whose name is a. So what is the conclusion of this set of statements? So any ordinary variable means this a. So that variable may be of any data type, whether it is int, float, double, char, anything. So any ordinary variable store only one value at a time, and whenever new value is assigned to that ordinary variable, previous value this previous value will be erased from the memory and the latest value will be displayed as an output. So this is the biggest drawback of any ordinary variable. So to overcome this, new concept came, and that new concept is called as array. So array is one of the important concept in C programming as well as in other programming languages also, like Java, Python, C Sharp, any programming language. So what is array now? So array, the first point is it stores multiple values at the same time. So ordinary variables store only one value at a time, whereas array store multiple values at a time. But the second point is very important, that all the values, rather all the elements in array must be of similar data type. So similar data type, it is also called as homogeneous. So homogeneous means the data type of all the elements or all the values must be similar. So this is called as array. For example, if data type of array I declare as int, so all the values must be of integer type. I cannot store float values. If I want to store the float values, then I need to create array having data type as float. So this is the basic introduction about the array. Now see the types of array. So as you can see on the slide, there are two types of array. The first one is one-dimensional array and the second one is multi-dimensional array. Let us see each type in detail. The first one is one-dimensional array. From this name itself, we can easily see one-dimensional array, it contains only one subscript. So what is subscript? We will see. First, we will write the syntax, and in that syntax, we will see what is the subscript. So syntax for creating the one-dimensional array is, the first we need to write data type, then the name of the array, Let us take ARR name, and this is called as subscript. And within that subscript, we need to specify the size of array. So what is this size? Size is nothing but how many elements I need to store in this array. Let us take example, data type as int, name of the array as a, and the size, let us take 5. That means in this array A, I can store maximum 5 elements. And the index of array is always start from 0. So index start with 0. So 0 to 4, that means total 5 elements will be stored in this array A. So this is the declaration of array. Now I want to initialize this array. Initialize means what? I want to store some elements into this array. Now how to store? So what we will do, there are multiple ways to store the elements into array. So this is called the declaration. Then later on what we will do, we can ask the user to enter the elements, and those elements will be stored into this array using any loop like for loop or while loop. But there are some other ways also. So at the time of declaration itself, we can assign the elements to this array. Now how to do this? Int data type of array, array name is a, number of elements 5, which is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So these 5 elements will be stored into this array A. Or there is another way, int A. So at the time of initialization, it is not required to write this size of array. And when I write 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then machine recognize that there are 5 elements, so memory will be assigned to those 5 elements. So either you specify the size, or it is up to you whether you want to specify the size or not. So this is the simple example of one dimensional array. Now the next concept is, I want to access the elements of this array. So how to access the elements of array? We need to write the name of the array and index. Suppose I want to access this element 4. Now as we know, the index of array always start from the 0. So this is the 0 index, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So when I write a of 3, then this 4 element will be accessed here. So to access the element, it's very simple syntax, students. Array name and the index. So this is the overview of one dimensional array. Let us move ahead with the multidimensional array. So multidimensional array, let us see two types of multidimensional array. The first one is two-dimensional array and the second one is three-dimensional array. Let us see each type in detail. Two-dimensional array. As the name specifies, 2. That means it requires 2 subscripts. Like in one-dimensional array, it requires 1 subscript, two-dimensional array, 2 subscripts, and three-dimensional array, 3 subscripts. So let us see the syntax for the creation of two-dimensional array. The first, we need to write data type, then name of the array, that is ARR name. This is the first subscript and this is second subscript. In the first subscript, we need to write the number of rows, and the second subscript we will write number of columns. So one important thing I want to tell you, my dear students, this two-dimensional array is generally used for matrix representation, or you can say table. And in matrix or table, it contains rows and columns. Okay. Now let us take example. Data type, let us take int. Name of the array as A2. That means I need to create the 2 rows and 3 columns. So the size of the array is 2 by 3, 2 rows and 3 columns. That means it contains number of elements as 2 into 3, that means 6 elements. Okay. So this is the declaration of array. Now I want to initialize this two-dimensional array. So there are various ways to initialize this two-dimensional array, like one-dimensional array. So what we can do, use two for loops or two while loops to accept the elements from the user and store those elements in this two-dimensional array. But here we will see the initialization of array at the time of declaration itself. So how to do? So let us take int a2 3, which is equal to. Now let's start from this last subscript, that is 3. 1 2 3. That means 3 elements I written here. Now 3 elements of 2 grouping. That means there are 2 rows and each row contains 3 elements. So 3 elements I written here. This is the first row, and then 4, 5 and 6. So this is the second row, and this is the completion of my array initialization. So this is the first way to create and initialize the array. There is another way also to initialize the array. Like we see in one-dimensional array, there is no need to assign the size for the subscript, right? So in two-dimensional array also, there is no need to specify the size for this first subscript, but the second subscript requires. Okay, this is the second way to initialize the elements. There is a one more way also to initialize the array elements, like int a2 and the columns are 3, which is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So instead of writing elements in this fashion, we can write the elements in one line. And in a similar manner, this first subscript size, it's not compulsory to write. So in this also, if we don't write this number of rows as 2, then also it will easily create and initialize the array. So this is the initialization of and creation of two-dimensional array. Now I want to access the elements of this array. Now how to access? So let's see first the syntax. We need to write the name of the array, then row index, and in the second subscript we need to write the column index. Now suppose I want to access this element 3. So if I want to access this element 3, then I need to write the name of the array as A. This 3 is present in the 0th column, sorry, 0th row. So we need to write here as a 0. Then column, this is column 0, column 1 and column 2. So if I write A of 0, 2, so this 3 element will be accessed. If I want to access this 4, then 4 will be accessed as A. This is row 0. This is row 1. So I need to write the row index as 1. And column, so this is the 0th column. So I need to write 0. A of 1, 0. So this 4 will be accessed. So my dear students, I hope it is clearly understood for you what is two-dimensional array. Now let's move ahead with a three-dimensional array. So as the name implies, three-dimensional array means it contains three subscripts. So let us write the syntax for the three-dimensional array. First, we'll write data type, then the name of the array, that is array name. It requires three subscripts, and within these three subscripts we need to specify the size. So let us take, this is size 1, size 2 and size 3, or you can specify height, width and depth. Okay, this is also possible. Now let us take the example of this three-dimensional array. Int the name of the array as A, 2. Then let us take the second in size as 3 and the last one as 2. That means if I create this array, then this array contains maximum 2 into 3 into 2, that means total 12 elements. So this is the declaration of array. The next part we will see how to initialize this three-dimensional array. So as we already say, for one-dimensional array, if you want to accept the elements from the user, it requires one for loop. For two-dimensional array requires two for loop, and for this three-dimensional array we require three for loops. It is also possible to initialize three-dimensional array in other ways also, like we already saw for the 1D and two-dimensional array. So let us initialize for the three-dimensional array. First way, int a 2, second one is 3 and the 2, which is equal to. So let's see this carefully. So I start with this last index, that is 2. So what I will do here, 1 comma 2, that means I create two elements. So two elements I created here. So two elements, there need to be three groups. So three groups containing two elements. So this is a first group, then 3 comma 4, this is the second group, and 5 comma 6, this is the third group. So these three groups are created. So two elements, there are three groups, and of these three groups there are major two groups. So this is the first group. This is the first group containing three subgroups, and each subgroup contains two elements. Similarly, what I will do, this is the second group now. Again we need to write two elements group, 7, 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12, and finally this is the completion of second group, and this is the end of your three-dimensional array. So always start with the last group, that means two elements. So we'll write here two elements having three groups. So first, second, third. So three groups are completed, and of these three groups there are two major groups. That means this is the first one, and this is the second one. So these two groups are created, and if we see total, there are 12 elements. So obviously there are 1 to 12, so 12 elements are present. So this is the first way to create the three-dimensional array. Also we see certain indices are optional. So in three-dimensional also, there is no need to write this first subscript size. Then also we can create the and initialize this three-dimensional array. There is another way also to initialize the array elements, like int a, 2, 3 and 2, which is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So in one single statement also we can initialize this three-dimensional array. Now the next concept is, I want to access the elements of this three-dimensional array. Now how to access? So let's see first syntax. Array name, and within this array, index 1, index 2 and index 3. So suppose I want to access this 6. Okay, I want to access this sixth element. So how to access this sixth element? The name of the array as A. So this is nothing but the grouping, a number of elements in first group and number of elements in this major group. So major group, this is the 0th group and this is the first group. And since this 6 is present in the 0th group, so I need to write here as 0. Next, this 6th is present in the, this is the first 0th group, subgroup, first subgroup, and this is second subgroup. So I need to write here as 2. And finally, this is 0, this is 1, so I need to write here as 1. So that if I write here a of 0 to 1, then 6, this element will be accessed. So this is the overview of three-dimensional array. So I hope you understood this array and the types of array. Thank you very much.